In this video, I will discuss some kinematics problems from previous year's question papers of IIT JEE. This is question number 1, assertion reasoning type question. Statement 1, for an observer looking out through the window of a fast moving train, the nearby objects appear to move in opposite direction to the train, while the distant objects appear to be stationary. And the second statement is, if the observer and the objects are moving with velocities v1 and v2 respectively with reference to a lab frame, the velocity of the object with respect to the observer is v2 minus v1. So 4 options are given. So you have to find out whether statements 1 and 2 are correct, true or false, and we have to check whether the statements are related, whether statement 1 is implying statement 2 or the other way around. So let's analyze the statements. Statement 1 states that there is a fast moving train and there is a nearby object. So when the train is moving, the nearby object will move a distance, say d, in the opposite direction, say from point 1 to point 2. So the line of sight which the nearby objects makes with the observer in the train will sweep through an angle theta n. Similarly, a faraway object will also move through the same distance d in the same amount of time, but the angle swept with the line of sight of the faraway object, let's call it theta f, will be much less compared to the angle swept by the line of sight of the nearby object. So it will appear as if the faraway object is not moving because the angle the line of sight makes with the faraway object makes with the line with the observer is approximately constant. The second statement says the velocity of observer is v1 and velocity of object is v2. Then the velocity of object with respect to the observer is velocity of object minus velocity of observer, that is v2 minus v1. This basic idea of relative motion. So both the statements are true, but the statement are not related. The statement 1 is due to the fact that the line of sight of the faraway object doesn't change. So the correct option is option B. The two statements are true, but statement 2 does not give correct explanation for statement 1. This is the next question, multiple choice question with more than one correct answer. The coordinates of a particle moving in a plane are given by x of t equal to a cos pt and y is b sin pt, where a, b and p are positive constants of appropriate dimensions and b is less than a. So the x and y coordinates of the particle are given by this relation. So then the 4 options are given. The path of the particle is an ellipse. Velocity and acceleration of the particle are normal to each other at time pi by 2p. Acceleration of the particle is always directed towards the focus. Distance traveled by the particle in the time interval between t equal to 0 to pi by 2p is a. So since a multiple choice question with more than one correct answer, let's analyze these options individually. So x is given as a cos pt. From that we get x by a as cos pt and y by b as sin pt. So if we square and add, we get x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to sin square plus cos square, which is 1. So this is the equation of an ellipse. So this is the how x and y of the motion are related. So this gives the path of the motion. So the path is an ellipse. So option 1 is correct. And the second option talks about velocity and acceleration, whether they are normal to each other or not. Velocity is dx by dt. So if we differentiate this thing with respect to time, we get minus sin pt, and derivative of this thing with respect to time, that is minus p, and a is there, and velocity in the y direction is dy by dt. Derivative of sin is cos and derivative of pt is p and b is here. So we get this one. And to get the acceleration, we have to differentiate the velocity with respect to time. So differentiating this thing, we get cos pt and then p square. So similarly, the acceleration in the y direction is d by dt of vy. So that is minus p square sin pt. So to check whether velocity and acceleration are normal, we can take dot product of the two vectors v dot a. If they are normal to each other, then v dot a will be 0. So v dot a is vx ax plus vy ay. So this thing into this thing will give this expression. Since a and b are not equal, this factor cannot become 0. So the only way v dot a can become 0 is either one of these two will become 0. And he has given the time instant t as pi by 2p. So that is pt is pi by 2. So if you put pt equal to pi by 2, cos will become 0. So v dot a is 0 at this time instant. So option B is also true. Third option is the acceleration of the particle is always directed towards the focus. So we have to get the direction of the acceleration. Acceleration is ax I cap plus ay j cap. Ax and ay are found out here. So from this we get p square, we take it out common outside, minus p square. So a cos pt is same as x and b sin pt is same as y. So acceleration is minus p square r cap is x I cap plus y j cap. So the direction of acceleration is towards the origin, because r cap direction is away from the origin and it's minus r cap, so towards the origin. The focus of the ellipse will be here and the second focus will be here. So it is not directed towards the focus, it's directed towards the origin. So option C is not true. Option D says that the distance traveled by the particle in the time interval 0 to pi by 2p. So time t equal to 0, x is a and y is 0. So the particle is here at time t equal to 0, and time t equal to pi by 2p, we get x as 0 and y as b. So the particle is here. So in the time interval that's being mentioned, the particle moves from here to here. So the distance traveled is this arc length, which is greater than the straight line joining a and b. The straight line joining a and b, let's call it d. That d is greater than a, because d is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle, and this arc length is still greater than this straight distance. So the path distance is greater than d. So option D is also not true, because the distance traveled is greater than a, because a is this distance. So the correct options are A and B. This is the next question. A large heavy box is sliding without friction down a smooth plane of inclination theta. From a point P on the bottom of the box, a particle is projected inside the box. The initial speed of the particle with respect to the box is u, and the direction of projection makes an angle alpha with the bottom as shown in the figure. Find the distance along the bottom of the box between the point of projection P and the point Q where the particle lands, assuming the particle does not hit any other side of the box. Neglect air resistance. Second part, if horizontal displacement of the particle as seen by the observer on the ground is 0, find the speed of the box with respect to ground at the instant when the particle was projected. So this is a diagram which shows the details. The particle is projected with the velocity u with respect to the box. Let us analyze the motion with respect to the box. And let's choose the x-axis upwards the inclined plane and y-axis normal to the inclined plane. So the forces acting on this particle is a gravity downwards. So along the direction of the inclined plane will be g sin theta, and normal to the plane will be g cos theta. So the y motion, the initial velocity uy is u sin alpha, because this is u cos alpha and this is u sin alpha. And acceleration in the y direction is because of the component of the gravity, that is minus g cos theta. Positive y is normal outwards of the plane, this is downwards of the plane, so acceleration is minus g cos theta. And using the equation of motion is equal to ut plus half at square for the y motion, we get when the particle reaches here, the net y displacement is 0, and the initial velocity is u sin alpha into t, and acceleration is minus g cos theta t square. So from this we get the time t, which is the total flight time. Let's denote that time by capital T. So we get capital T as 2u sin alpha divided by g cos theta. Now analyzing the x motion, the initial velocity is u cos alpha and acceleration with respect to the box. We are analyzing the motion with respect to the box. Is acceleration of the particle, that is g sin theta because of the gravity, minus the acceleration of the box. The box is also moving down with the same acceleration g sin theta. So g sin theta minus g sin theta, so it is 0. This is the acceleration of the particle with respect to the box in the x direction. So we can use the equation is equal to ut plus half a t square, and acceleration is 0, so just ut, and the initial velocity is u cos alpha, and the t, we are choosing that this time instant where it is hitting the point q. So this t is the time of flight, capital T. So using this expression we get the distance traveled inside the box, that is p to q is u square sin 2 alpha divided by g cos theta. So this is the range of the projectile motion inside the box. Analyzing the motion in the horizontal direction, this is the horizontal direction, left to right, and this is the vertical direction. So in the horizontal direction, the velocity of the particle with respect to the box is velocity of the particle with respect to ground minus velocity of the box with respect to the ground. This is the basic idea of relative motion. Velocity of the particle with respect to box in the horizontal direction is u. This angle is alpha, and from here to here the angle is theta. So u makes an angle of theta plus alpha with respect to the horizontal. So it's u cos theta plus alpha, and velocity of the particle with respect to ground is 0. This is the thing that's being given. Speed of the box with respect to the ground at the instant with the, okay, horizontal displacement of the particle as seen by the observer on the ground is 0. So that means the velocity of the particle with respect to the ground is 0. So we are using that. And the velocity of the box with respect to ground in the horizontal direction, the box is moving down with some velocity. Let's call it ubg, and the component of it is cos theta. Okay, and let's take the condition when the initial condition. So the velocity is u. So from this we get the velocity of the box with respect to ground as u cos theta plus alpha divided by cos theta. Then this is the what that's been asked in the question. If the horizontal displacement of the particle as seen by the observer on the ground is 0, that means that the horizontal displacement of the particle with respect to the ground is 0 all the time. This is the next question. An object A is kept fixed at a point x equal to 3 meters and y equal to 1.25 meter on a plank P raised above the ground. At time t equal to 0, the plank starts moving in the positive x direction with an acceleration of 1.5 meter per second square. At the same instant, a stone is projected from the origin with velocity u, as shown. A stationary person on the ground observes the stone hitting the object during its downward motion at an angle 45 degrees to the horizontal. All the motions are in xy plane. Find u and the time after which the stone hits the object. So this is the plank in which there is an object. So this plank with the object is kept at a distance 3 and 1.25 meter, and this thing starts moving and a stone is projected from the origin, and when this stone moves up and comes down, it hits this object A, and when it hits the object A, it makes an angle 45 degrees. So this shows the situation. The stone is moving along this path and it's coming down, it's hitting this object at an angle 45 degrees. So the y component motion Vy equal to uy minus gt of the stone. Initial velocity in the y direction is u sin theta minus gt, and from this we get the velocity, the y component velocity at the instant where it hits as this one, and at this point, since it makes an angle 45 degrees, the x component velocity and the y component velocity are same. So mod of ux equal to the mod of vy. So that means that, and velocity in the x direction is u cos theta, and it's not going to change. So u cos theta equal to this one, and this is a This velocity is negative because it's in the downward direction. We have chosen the value of y-axis in the upward direction. So we have to take the negative of this one, so it's minus u sin theta plus gt. So from this we get u cos theta plus u sin theta equal to gt. So this is equation number 1. Sx equal to u cos theta into t, and this distance traveled from here to here at the time instant when the stone hits this object is 3 plus half at square. 3 is the initial separation between the stone and the object A, and after that the object travels a distance of half at square, and that is same as the range of the projectile, that is in the horizontal direction, that's u cos theta into t. And acceleration of the plank is being given as 1.5 meter per second square. So this is the second equation. And the y motion is equal to ut plus half at square. Acceleration is minus g, and the y component of the initial velocity is u sin theta. So from this we get, and this is 1.25. So 1.25 equal to u plus half gt square equal to u sin theta into t. So half gt square is brought on this side. So this is the third equation. So from the first equation we have utilize u cos theta and u sin theta, and second, third, and third equations give u cos theta and u sin theta. So using the value of u cos theta and u sin theta from 2 and 3 into 1, we get 3 plus half at square plus 1.25 plus half gt square equal to gt square. If you multiply this thing by t, we'll get these two quantities. So in this equation everything is known except for the time t. So from this we get the time t as 1 second. So after 1 second this stone hits this plank with the object here. So from the second equation we get u cos theta, time is known and acceleration is known. So from that you get u cos theta is 3.75. In the third equation, once the time is known, we can calculate u sin theta. So from the third equation we get u sin theta is 6.25, and the velocity is u cos theta I cap plus u sin theta j cap. So using these two we get, this is the expression for the velocity of the stone, initial velocity, and this is what is asked in the question. This is the next question. On a frictionless horizontal surface assumed to be xy plane, a small trolley A is moving along a straight line parallel to y-axis with a constant velocity root 3 minus 1 meter per second. At a particular instant, when the line OA makes an angle 45 degrees with the x-axis, a ball is thrown along the surface from origin. Its velocity makes an angle 5 with the x-axis and it hits the trolley. The motion of the ball is observed from the frame of the trolley. Calculate the angle theta made by the velocity vector of the ball with the x-axis in this frame, that is with respect to the trolley. Second part is find the speed of the ball with respect to the surface if phi is 4 theta by 3. So this is the situation. There is a trolley which is moving parallel to the y-axis. So at the initial instant, this line joining this origin and this trolley makes an angle 45 degrees. So the ball is thrown at an angle, say phi, so that when the ball moves and it hits the trolley has moved this much distance. So VBT. So the first part of the question is motion of the ball is observed with respect to the trolley. Calculate the angle theta made by the velocity vector of the ball with respect to x-axis in this frame. So angle made by the velocity vector is in this frame is velocity of the ball with respect to the trolley. So this distance is proportional to the velocity of the ball, and this distance is the distance traveled by the trolley in the same amount of time. So this distance is proportional to the velocity of the trolley. So this distance is proportional to the velocity of, so this vector is Vb minus Vt. So it's proportional to the velocity of the ball with respect to trolley. So this is the direction of the velocity of B with respect to the trolley, and this VBT makes an angle of 45 degrees with the x-axis. Second part of the question, if phi is 4/3 of theta, that is theta is given as 45 degrees, so phi is 60 degrees. Then in this triangle, if you apply the sine rule, VB by sine 135, this angle is 45, so this angle is also 45. So this angle is 180 minus 45, that is 135. So VB by sine 135 is equal to VT by sine 15. This is by sine rule. So from this get VB as this quantity, and sine 15 we can get as sine 45 minus sine 30. So that is sine 45 cos 30 minus cos 45 sine 30. So using the values, we get sine 15 as root 3 minus 1 divided by 2 root 2. So using the value of sine 15, we get the velocity of the ball as 2 meters per second. This is the next question. A train is moving along a straight line with constant acceleration a. A boy standing in the train throws a ball forward with the speed of 10 meters per second at an angle 60 degrees to the horizontal. The boy has to move forward 1.15 meter inside the train to catch the ball back at the initial height. The acceleration of the train is. So this is the train, and a boy inside throws the ball with a speed of 10 meters per second with respect to the train, and he moves forward a distance of 1.15 meter to catch the ball at the same height. Let us choose a frame attached to the train. Analyzing the motion of the ball, the y component of the motion is u plus at, and a is minus g, and let's take the point where it is the maximum height. So the time taken to reach the maximum height is half the time of total flight. So that is capital T by 2, where capital T is the time of flight, and v by this maximum height point is 0. Initial velocity u sine 60. From this we can get the time of flight as root 3 seconds. So using the equation s equal to ut plus half at square, for the horizontal motion we get sx as uxt plus half axt square, and ax is the velocity of the ball with respect to the train. So acceleration of the ball with respect to the train. So acceleration of the ball minus acceleration of the train. Acceleration of the ball with respect to ground is 0 in the x direction, because once the ball is released, there is no force which will give an acceleration in the horizontal direction. So acceleration of the ball with respect to the ground is 0, and acceleration of train is in the x direction is minus a. So ax is minus a, and sx is 1.15, and ux is u cos 60, and u is 10 meters per second. So from this we can get the value of a as 5 meters per second square.